Hello, everyone. Today is Friday, February 4th, 2022. Sudanese authorities brutally disperse anti-coup protest in North Darfur. This article is taken from Sudan Tribune. The security forces brutally dispersed protests against a visit of the head of the Sovereign Council and several members to the capital of North Darfur State on Wednesday. Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, Mohammed Hamdan Daglo, Hemeti is his nickname, Hadi Idris, and Tahir Hajar, and Finance Minister Gibril Ibrahim, arrived in El Fasher to take part in a meeting on the implementation of security arrangements in Darfur. The meeting also discussed the formation of the joint force. The Central Committee of Sudanese doctors confirmed that 5 protesters were injured. 3 of them were beaten by metal chains, 1 wounded by a tear gas canister, while the 5th, a young woman, was harshly beaten with sticks and butts of a gun. The CCSD denounced the excessive use of violence. It said that security forces fired tear gas horizontally and directly on the protesters, beating them with iron tools and chasing as well, arresting them in a humiliating manner. For its part, the coordination of the resistance committees in El Fasher said 4 demonstrators were injured and 5 others arrested. The committee said the repression would not prevent them from resisting the bloody coup. Also, the Sudanese Congress Party said that a military police force affiliated with the Sudanese army arrested a member of the political bureau and the former head of the party in North Darfur, Amani Hamed Hassabo. Sudanese take to the street regularly to protest a coup carried out by the military component on October 25th, 2021. The anti-coup protesters they do not want negotiations, compromise, or a partnership with the military leaders. And so this is the Sudanese government, which is quote unquote Arab, because some centuries ago, I'm assuming when the Arabs came south to the African continent and invaded, they had children with African women, and so their offspring is the leadership from what I see in Sudan, especially in the north, because now you have South Sudan, which is an independent country. And so, you have quote unquote Arabs that are doing this stuff. This is an Arab administration. And I've been to the Near East, and I speak enough Arabic to know when I went to Iraq for a year and when I studied Arabic. Sudan, like Egypt, which both were originally, Nubians were Sudan, and Egypt, they were both black nations. Kemet means black people. And then it was later, I assume after Islam took hold in the 7th century, after that, they went south and started conquering and so forth. And so you have these Arabs that are mixed with, the women of the African Sudanese people that are in charge. And we can go on and on and on. The horrible things that they did with the John Jaweed, if you all remember that. Some of you of a certain age, I'm sure most of you remember that. They were so-called Arabs killing indigenous African, black people. But the main point that I want to say about this is this doesn't seem to be getting any traction in the mainstream media. They have killed, I think somewhere, I really don't want to say the wrong thing, but I'm quite sure it's been somewhere around 70 at this point, protesters. The security forces have killed, I think, around 70 protesters. So, so the protesters are not giving up, and the junta is not giving up. So nobody's budging, and innocent people, in my opinion, are dying. I'm not there on the ground, so I don't know exactly what's going on. But from what I've been reporting, uh, they're not. They're not attacking the police. They're throwing canisters, things of that nature. But I've been in riots, so it doesn't seem to be that. Where everybody got injured with rocks and so forth. It doesn't seem to be that. And that's no fun, trust me. But this is not getting traction in the mainstream media as the offensive of the Abiy administration to put down a rebellion in his country was getting a lot of traction. Remember, and now how the TPLF, which is in its home region, the Tigray region, and now it's causing a lot of problems, and humanitarian aid isn't able to get to it because it's on the offensive now. That's not getting any traction either, you see. So that's why I wanted to bring up this article. That and the fact that we need to see what's going on with our brothers and sisters that are under a regime of mixed Arabs and invading Arabs and Sudanese Africans.